Good good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the town hall for today, the last day of August 2023. So yesterday, hope none of you missed it. Yesterday we had the formal pomp and pageantry of our fall 2023 convocation. But today, different style. We're going to let down we're going to be a little more relaxed today. The town hall is where we remove all of the layers and just come together and talk about the challenges that we're having at UCC. I am Gary McKenzie from the Department of Student Support. We also have other members of the Department of Student Support. We have a very, very, very special guest speaker, and we have our newly minted student council representatives who will be speaking to you as well. So today is a relaxed atmosphere as we will look at some of the challenges you are having at UCC. We'll be having an address from the student council. We will be looking at the student support activities for fall 2023. We'll also be looking at the academic side, the plans and the updates. And we will, of course, be getting an update on what's happening with Moodle, library service, exams unit, and most importantly, we'll be hearing from you. We'll be talking to each other. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Just in the chat, just quickly type anybody who is representing the Montego Bay campus. You can either give me a reaction or in the chat, just indicate by raise a hand. All right, I see I see people I know from Montego Bay, man. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. People from Mandeville, where are my Mandeville people? Nobody from Mandeville is here? Oh, there they are. Maypen people, where are you at? Caribbean folks, where are our Caribbean students? And of course, we can't leave out Ocho Rios. There you go. So we have students from all across our different campuses represented on this town hall. We are now at 160 something. Oh yes, how could I leave out the Kingston people? Boy, they would have me. Maypen in the house, international. All right. Okay, as I said before, we're taking a relaxed atmosphere to this meeting. We will be hearing from we'll be having a student engagement workshop under the same theme that we've been using because the theme matters. It's unleashing the power of the mind, living without excuses. And for those who would have been privy to what happened on Sunday, there was a powerful message that was shared by the former director of it was student affairs, then it's student support now, same department, Mr. Kevin Powell. And Mr. Kevin Powell joins us today to share with you his message about unleashing the power of the mind and living without excuses. I just encourage you to listen. But before you start even listen, tell you what you do. Take out a notepad because some very, very, very powerful things will be said in the next couple of minutes that you don't want. Life-changing things will be shared that you don't want to miss. Mr. Kevin Powell, I'm just going to hand over to you. We're not doing the whole heap of 9 years of formalities
Yes,
today.
we're taking it so nice and easy. Nothing me all dance. Eh?
Oh, what? I done something I go on, I never say.
Yeah.
But you're still wearing the tie. What happened to KP? KP freeze up. All right, it seems that we're having a bit of technical difficulty with our guest speaker, Mr. Powell. Just for those of you who were on the convocation last evening, there is one piece of information that was shared that kind of excite me, where Provost Dr. Paul, Professor Paul spoke about they aim to make UCC the Ivy League School of the Caribbean. And that's the drive. She repeated that information today in the faculty day that we had today. And I think it's a very important goal that we have as a university. Mr. Powell, I hear you chiming in again.
I'm back. Did y'all not hear what I said earlier?
You said you heard that. Oh, where's the tie?
The tie's gone. I did a Chris Brown. I just did a little wardrobe change on everybody.
I hear you. All right. So
how's everybody doing?
Not too bad. So Sir KP, I was just sharing with the students the idea that not only are we unleashing our personal power, but as Dr. Paul indicated in her speech yesterday and again today, we're looking to make UCC the Ivy League School of the Caribbean. So, you know, a whole heap of unleashing going on. But whole lot
of unleashing. And I love that. I love that for UCC and I love it for its students as well. Right? So are we done with the pleasantries? Can I continue?
Or it's all yours now. It's all yours.
Right. All yours. Lovely. How are my students doing this afternoon? Can I get just a thumbs up, a happy face, some indication that you are doing well? Come on, talk to me in the chat. This is going to be a very interactive session. I miss you all so much. Devon says, if you guys could unleash the grades, oh my gosh. Oh my word, UCC students are at it again. Love that. Devon, your grades will soon be unleashed. No worries. You don't want to hot up your head. Go enjoy the little free time and little moments where you can just don't think about grades and about the semester for a little bit. Next week, if the grades are not yet published, then we can help you make up some noise. But yeah. Good to see you. Good to be here. I want to thank Mr. Doe and the entire team at the Department of Student Services for the invitation to speak again tonight at the town hall meeting. I was with the new students on Sunday at the orientation, and I was really impressed and just happy to be among familiar territory with the new students, just kind of sharing tidbits about how to cope and adjust and navigate this very important experience of your life called the university experience, all right? So I see the links are in the chat room for you to join the various groups. Please make sure that you join the groups. All right, so I'm seeing there about 200 students so far who have joined the session. And I just want to say welcome to all of you as you go through the next academic year that starts next week. I wish you all the best. Let me just get that out of the way. I wish you all the best and God's blessings to you. I know it can be challenging and there are many things that you are going through at the same time, working, family commitments, all of that. But certainly the fact that you are here is testimony of what you're able and willing to do to achieve your goals and objectives. All right. So if Mr. Dow, my able friend and assistant here today, would just share real quickly what I have on the screen. And of course, the other goodies I sent to you today, Mr. Dow. Not yet, though. I will certainly appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we go through another academic year, I really want to just talk to you a little bit about this topic called unleashing the power of the mind, right? Unleashing the power of the mind, living without excuses, okay? Unleashing the power of the mind, living without excuses. And I hope you're writing that down because there's going to be a prize for those who can remember this long title. And of course, some of the nuggets that I hope I'll be sharing with you a little later. Mr. Dow, are you here or am I talking to myself?
I'm here, pulling it up as we speak.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you might know me, some of you might not know me. And when I say no, because, you know, I'm just realizing that we haven't had a face-to-face session in the last couple of years, right? 2020. was perhaps the last time that we had a face-to-face session or face-to-face classes. So many persons would not have known or seen me on campus. But when I was at UCC as the Director of Student Affairs, and I'd be around the campus, many of you would see me in a wheelchair or walking on crutches, right? And some of you probably don't know because I teach online, I still teach online. And so, you don't see that space with me. But I am a person who lives with a physical disability called arthrogryposis. Now, anybody who can spell that word in the chat quickly, just spell it, arthrogryposis. And I know you're all, friends with Google. So you were able to tell us, or somebody first person to share what arthrogryposis is. I'd appreciate it. So who will spell it first? Open the microphone and spell it. Spelling bee competition. Arthrogryposis. Watch out, watch Google. Watch Google in the chat room already. Watch Google in the chat room already. Wow. Right, arthrogryposis. So let me read what somebody had, Googled as the illness. So it's a term used to describe a variety of conditions involving multiple joint contractures or stiffness. A contracture is a condition where a range of motion of this is a long Google definition this person found. All right, but in other words, it's a condition that affects my joints. Yeah. For some people, it affects the joints in their hands. For other people, it affects the joints in their legs. For me, my legs were, well, at least one of my legs was affected severely by this, And so when I was born, my legs were folded like this. They were in a very folded position. And immediately following my birth, I had to do a surgery to correct and to straighten my legs, and of course do corrective therapy after physiotherapy to walk with crutches. So all my life, all I know how to do is really to walk with crutches, right? That was my challenge, so to speak. So in terms of mobility, moving from place to place, that was always going to be difficult for me to do because of course I was challenged in that regard. Now, I'm talking today to you about this whole topic of unleashing the power of the mind, because it is upon reflection that I'm realizing that everything that I've been able to accomplish in my life, and I think I've had it pretty good in terms of where I am, professionally and otherwise. But everything I've been able to accomplish in my life so far has been as a result of unleashing and tapping into the power of my mind. And I say this because every single aspect of my life and vision or goal that I've been able to accomplish had to begin first and foremost in the mind. I had to see myself empowered enough to do something that I could, I unleash it at the end. That becomes the reality. So in other words, I thought about it. I said to myself, self, I see you doing X or doing Y, and that was how I was able to do it in the first place. Like everything for me began in the mind. Like my superpower had to do with the fact that my mind was intact. I was able to think and become what I thought about. There's a beautiful quote from a philosopher called Descartes who says, "I think, therefore I am." Mahatma Gandhi says, "A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes." And so for me, living with this condition called arthrogryposis, and for me, movement was my biggest challenge. Yes, my ability to move from place to place and to be mobile was a challenge. For some of you, you or many of you who are able to walk properly, you don't think about moving from point A to point B. You're not conscious so much about that unless you've broken a leg or you use crutches to walk. For you, walking becomes like a second nature. You just move from point A to point B. But for me, the act of moving from point A to point B took much effort and strategy, and it was just mind-boggling how you're able to move and maintain your life. But it all starts with the mind. You are a product of your thoughts. And so if you think positive things, the Bible tells us, whatsoever things are honest, just, true, good report, good praise, if there be any virtue, think on those things. You have to think on the thing that you want to become. Yeah? That's how the mind works. Now, I have a little poll that I want you to do for me. Now, I want us to look at the difference between challenge and excuses. There are many of us in this room, over 230 of us, who are challenged. And there are many of us who make excuses. So I want you, as this poll opens, what are some of the excuses that you make as a student? Type your answers. We know we make excuses. You're not telling me anything. I was a student. I've been teaching for over 20 years. So I know students love to make excuses. What are some excuses that you make as a student? Seeing the polls coming in, love it. Come on, guys, participate. Be truthful. To thine own self be true, Shakespeare says. What are some excuses you usually make as a student? I'll give you a few more, about a minute or two to complete this. Because I want us to see the difference between an excuse and a challenge. All right, we're at 27, 31. I'm going to do a quick countdown. All right, I think I'm in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let me go to 50. All right, I'm going to end the poll here and share results with you. What's the results? So now I'm not seeing the results. So now are you able to see the results?
One moment, share results. So it seems if you started another poll, 1 second.
I really would love to hear what you guys shared as excuses.
You seeing it?
Share results. I'm not seeing, I'm just seeing where 50 out of 50 persons would have responded, but I'm not seeing the responses. All right, real quickly then, let's move on. If you could share what you wrote in the chat room so I can just read those out quickly. What did you write as excuses that you would have made over your years? Those who are returning students, you have made some of those excuses the whole of last year. Too tired, can't bother. Oh gosh, bad lecturer. It's too hard, I can't do it. Not enough time. Oh Lord, my laptop died. Not enough work, can't afford it. Yes, I am tired. I will complete it tomorrow. Fear of numbers. I can catch up later. Oh gosh, procrastination is mine too. When I was a student, procrastination was my biggest excuse. Like God, yes, too busy, too tired to study, not feeling well. Yeah. So these are excuses that we make. Yeah. How are they different from challenges though? What are some challenges that you had as a student? Challenges. All right, ADHD, tuition, yes, no money. I can bet how many times I'm going to say money on this screen. Money, 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 money. Internet access, balancing school and your 9 to 5. No laptop. Tuition, money. Tammy K, you're not the only, you're probably one of the only ones not hearing because everybody else is responding. Money, 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 money. No money, money, money. Oh gosh, all right, so they get stop now. Stop, 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 stop. We get the point. Have kids. Yes, work obligations, money. Yeah. And so money, finances become really a legitimate challenge that many major illness, yes, that many of you, I'm sure, are faced with. And so there is a distinction between a challenge and an excuse. Yes? And a lot of times we turn our challenges, the things that are legitimate about our situation. Finances is a legitimate issue. Illness is a legitimate issue. Work obligation, these are legitimate issues. But a lot of times, many of us don't really have legitimate challenges. Many times that we turn every single challenge into an excuse. Yeah? And for me, personally, and I'm sharing my own personal experience with you, I'm being vulnerable with you. When I was growing up, there were times in my life growing up where I sought to make excuses out of my challenge. I couldn't do anything about my challenge. I couldn't turn on the light and then I was able to walk or be mobile as I could. And sometimes I would probably use that particular challenge as an excuse not to want to go to school or not to want to do something that I legitimately am supposed to be doing, because it is so easy to turn those challenges into excuses. Yeah. But today, when you unleash the power of your mind, as I'm going to help you to do and to show you how I was able to do it, then you will understand that doesn't matter the challenge you're facing, yeah, you're able to move past your excuse. Because guess what? Anyhow you think that you are the only person who's challenged, you have a next guest coming. I remember being a student at University of the West Indies, and I was hopping around in my crutches, trying to get my degree, of course, and I saw a gentleman who was in a year behind me. He was doing the same degree I was studying, English, and he was confined to a wheelchair. He legitimately was stuck in a wheelchair. He couldn't move or help himself. He had to be pushed around by someone, a shadow, who had to take him to school every single day. But he was a young man who was determined not to let the challenge of being disabled, physically challenged, to stop him and prevent him from getting an education. And there I was, having a similar challenge, but also feeling, oh God, woe is me, I'm undone, the world is going to the end, because I am, having my own pity party sometimes when there was somebody else who did not allow his challenge to supersede his mission and objective. Go back to the car situation, the car picture, Mr. Dow. So I'm going to share with you 3 little snippets of my life, as I did on Sunday, on how I was able to not be trapped and imprisoned by my situation and circumstance and challenge, but used the power of visualization and manifestation to achieve objectives in my life. And the first one I want to share with you was when I decided that, listen, it's time to drive. It's time to get my own car. It's time to get a driver's license. I need to drive. You see, prior to this, ladies and gentlemen, my father had to be taking me on a taxi or on taxis anywhere I wanted to go, because of course the Jamaican transportation system was awful, probably still is, for those who are challenged physically. And of course, was an expensive venture. So while I was in sixth form, I decided I am going to learn how to drive. Before I did that though, I saw my other friends driving. I saw my other friends getting their driver's license. I saw everybody else around me just thriving and getting their license. And I'm like, okay, after not tree that grown on my face, right? I can do this too. And so I saw myself even before I got my driver's license, driving a car and being an owner of a vehicle, because I said, listen, I am able to do this. There's nothing, yes, my right leg, those of you who drive automatic vehicles, show of hands, if you drive an automatic vehicle, what leg do you use to drive? Drivers, if you drive an automatic vehicle, what leg do you use to drive? You use your right leg. Right leg, right leg. Okay, let me see. Somebody says both. All right, Tajay, pick up yourself. Right, okay, good. So people who are okay, normal people, that's the normal thing to do. The normal thing to do is use your right leg to drive. But here's my problem. Of the two legs that God blessed me with, the right leg was the leg that was challenged. The right leg was the weaker of the two. The right leg had to be lifted and helped with my hands. Couldn't move up and down and maneuver gas and brake appropriately without much assistance. So what do you think I will have? That's a challenge. What do you think I'm going to have to do? If my right leg is not working properly, that's an excuse. That's a challenge, right? And the excuse could be, well, the right leg don't work. Well, it that lift me up for the rest of my life. No. The right leg isn't working, the left leg will have to do the job. Yes, I'm going to use the left leg. So here I was doing my job, attending this driving institution for the first time. And the gentleman who's supposed to be teaching me to drive, he sees me coming, hopping on my crutches. And he pays me no attention because, of course, away my boy can't drive. And so I was there for about an hour before the man would give me any attention in the world. And when he finally gave me attention, he said to me, sir, I was sitting there wondering how it is that I'm going to be teaching this man who cannot walk how to drive. I don't have the vehicle that I was going to learn on was retrofitted with assistive devices to help me to drive. And he says, how are you going to do it? I said, well, my right leg doesn't work properly, but my left leg certainly does. We're going to use our left leg to drive today, sir. And of course, that was the journey, how it started. And he took me around the car park and he took me around and after seeing that, I guess, I was comfortable using my left leg. I said to the man, well, I see you take everybody else on the road. What are we doing today? Are we going on the road? And he was hesitant. No, sir. I don't know if I want to take you on the road today, no. And I was pushing back that narrative, that fear that says, here is something new. You're not going to try it. No. I was able to convince the man, listen, we spent 20 minutes to half an hour. I have 2 lessons today. We're going to go on the road. And I was able to go on the road. And he felt comfortable after a while driving with me using my left leg. And that was many years ago, almost 20 odd years ago, ladies and gentlemen, since I have had to learn to use what I have. Not make an excuse of the challenge that faced me, but use instead what I do have to make my life better. And that all happened because I visualized myself from even before I encountered barriers to that. I saw myself successful. I saw myself being able to drive myself to and fro. And yeah, how many years later, your teacher, your lecturer, your former director has never been in an accident. I've been driving. I've changed so many cars. None of you inside this room can test me on the road. Not one within the right foot. And you know what? Here's a challenge I've brought up to myself. I've always said, Kevin, you can drive a manual vehicle, but sometimes you have to test your limit. And so the next challenge for me, and I'm going to come back to you some time from now, and I'm going to share with you how I was able to drive a manual vehicle that requires perhaps both legs, the gear up and clutch up and all these things. But I am not going to see myself not being able to do it. Right in my mind, I am able to drive a manual vehicle. I just need to find a strategy to execute to have that become a reality, because it's going to start here. The next story I want to share with you, body time hot. The next story I want to share with you is my journey through university. Now, growing up, I attended 2 institutions that were very controlled. I attended the Hope Valley Experimental School. That was my primary education, very sheltered environment. We had students who were disabled and students who were able-bodied who shared the same space. So it was, not too much of a challenge. And I went to Calabar High School, the best high school in Jamaica. All the Calabar fans, you can bust a blank if you wish, or just make some noise, No haters. KC people, we know, we regret to inform you didn't go to the best school in Jamaica, but that's fine. Yeah. So here I was now at this big institution. Here's an aerial view of the University of the West Indies, a very big campus. Those of you who have ever been to the UWI would know that UWI requires buses to take you from point A to point B, but there you go. Here I was, a young teenage boy, 18 years old, 19 years old, about to now fulfill the next journey in his trod to success. Because guess what? Here's my challenge living in a country like Jamaica. I'm disabled. Access to opportunities for the disabled are few and in between, unless you get yourself educated. And so because I was off fair with, how I see other persons who live with disabilities, or they had to, struggle through life and perhaps be, smitten with just doing, cottage industry kinds of jobs, I said, no, I am going to pull myself out of the quagmire of the inaccessibility of my country that I love, and the lack of opportunities for persons with disabilities through education. I'm going to get my degree. But the challenge with getting my degree and being immobile and being physically challenged is that I'm now having to navigate this expansive space called University of the West Indies, where I have classes from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and I have to move from a class from 9 to 10 to 11. And other persons who go to UWI got to think about moving from point A to point B, from humanities department to social sciences department, and still get to their class on time. I had to think about that. That was a challenge for me. But I saw myself in 2001, when I entered the gates of the university, I saw myself on the stage 3 years later, walking across the stage, collecting my degree. And there was nothing about the expansive nature of that campus that was going to scare me into retreat. So what I had to do, I had to strategize. I know that I'm going to take 30 minutes walk to get to point A to point B. So I'm going to have to start walking 30 minutes before. I have to now look at the campus and say, okay, Kevin, you can only walk 5 minutes at a time without being tired. So start walking from now. Look at the rest spots along the way and the rest there. Not ready for that yet, Mr. Dow. Not ready for that poll yet. Yeah? What are the challenges? What are the strategies that I'm going to put in place to make sure that I get to my class on time? Because I cannot go to Dr. Chang, one of my favorite lecturers, who had a tutorial at 9 o'clock, and say to Dr. Chang, as you can see, I'm physically challenged, so that's why I came to your tutorial late, sir. That's an excuse he would not have accepted. Yes? So because I know my lecturers would not accept an excuse from me, not albeit they saw my legitimate challenge, I had to strategize to ensure that I turn my strategy, my challenges into opportunities. Yes? Somebody asked if I ever failed any courses. That's who answered that question for you. Don't get into my life too tough, Where I pre, right? However, so I had to strategize to get to my classes early. I had to strategize to ensure that the challenge of maneuvering a huge campus was not going to stop me from getting my objective. When I was ready to graduate in 2004, one of the questions was asked of me by the coordinators of graduation ceremony. They asked me, I can't forget it, do you want us to come down from the stage and hand you your certificate? Because we see that you are, we don't want you to. I would have had to climb a flight of steps to go onto the stage at UWI, walk across the stage and come down. And they came to me in graduation rehearsal and said to me, do you want us and the chancellor, good chancellor, to come down and hand me my certificate? Guess what I told them? Told them no. I told them no because 3 years prior, I had seen myself walking across that stage, collecting my degree. Yeah. And so unleashing the power of the mind means you have to visualize the successes that you want for your life. You have to visualize the A's, visualize the B's, visualize even passing, because there are some courses, as you know, that boy, just a pass be wanting. A pass will do. And you have to visualize that for your own self. Yeah. So that was story number 2. My final story of recent nature, because you see, even after completing your degree and having achieved all you have achieved in your life, life will continue to challenge you. Life will continue to make you question and wonder if you are worth it and if you can really do this thing called life. So life attacked me last year. My beautiful wife, who, of course, 13 years prior to that, when we got engaged, the world had so much to say about our engagement and, why is she taking up this problem on our hands and da 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 da. It's a beautiful love story. But life took her from me last year. She had breast cancer. So here's another challenge. I had 2 girls to raise. What am I going to do? How am I going to cope? Why did life take her away? Why did God take her away? I started to blame everybody and everything and God and my belief system. And I became so dull in spirit. Came fat, eating my stress away. And I said to myself, you need to take a hold of your life. You have 2 girls to live for. You have to do this properly. And in October, after battling depression and just dealing with a lot of stuff, I decided I'm going to take a trip to the gym. I needed to grab a hold of my life and get back my life in order, the healthy way. And I decided to do and start a gym working program to lose the weight and to just get fit. I went to the gym, Mr. Dow, if you would. I went to the gym on I can't forget it, the morning. And I saw 2 pieces of equipment in the gym that I said, visualized, manifested. I saw a bicycle. So Mr. Dow, see, how the slope on the draw. I saw a bicycle and I saw the bars. I said to my trainer, before I leave this gym, before I'm through with this workout regime, however long it takes, I'm going to ride that bicycle and I'm going to do pull-ups, they call it, on this bar. Didn't know how I was going to do it. Never had I gone on a bicycle before in my life. I was always discouraged to do so because, of course, you can drop off. But I said to my trainer, I am going to go on that bike and I'm going to do some pull-ups before my time with you is through. And I remember one Friday morning, I went to the gym early. There's nobody there but myself and the trainer. And I said, all right, I'm ready to go on the bicycle and I'm ready to do the pull-ups. And I started to do go on the bicycle and I pedal and I felt, I don't know, like the simple things. You guys take these things for granted, but here's a man who, for the first time in his life, is going on a bicycle, pedaling a bicycle, because of course, I never had to do that before. That was never part of my growing up experience because I can't ride a bike. That was what I was told. You can't ride a bike, you're gonna fall off, stationary or otherwise. And there I was that day riding a bike. I sent the video to my mother and she cried. She's like, wow, I never knew that you could do this. And another morning I went and I said, sir, I'm ready to go on the bar and do my pull-ups. And of course, I did my pull-ups. Didn't go all the way up, but you can't tell me nothing with the pull-ups. Yeah, I went on the bar and did my pull-ups. All because I visualized those 2 activities. The day I went into the gym, I saw myself doing 2 of those things and got them done. Months later, ladies and gentlemen, after grabbing a hold of my life, strategizing, making the time and effort for the things that mattered most, my health. Yes, my mental and physical health. I was able to grab a hold of my life, go through fitness training, and I've lost over 40 pounds since November last year to today. Yes, none of them are hotter than me. Yeah, boy, I have muscle, boy, fit. Yeah, all because I unleashed my mental capacity of visualizing whatever success that I want out of life. Today, my last poll for you is, what are the strategies that you are going to input in your life today? School starts next week, another year of academic rigor. What strategies are you going to employ to ensure that you are successful at the end of this academic year? Open the poll, answer it truthfully, answer it practically. Because at the end of the day, you know your circumstance. You know all that it takes for you to be successful. We're living without excuses. Challenges are inevitable. You can't control those. But what you can control is a life without excuses. So let's see the strategies. These are coming a little slower than the others. I see something in the chat. Make a plan, work out your schedule. All right, we can close the poll now, Mr. Dow. We'll work with these. So we're seeing, be more focused, have a routine, stop procrastinating and applying time management skills. Beautiful. Apply better time management, work hard, make the best of the opportunity, make a schedule and stick to it. Figure out a good time management plan. Time management seems to be what is beating a lot of us, and that's a strategy that many of us will need to employ to get it done. Balance, work-life balance, school-life balance, changing your mindset. Thank you, Jordan, because I was wondering how all of the talk about changing the mindset, because even before you can do your time management strategies, you need to change your mindset. Yes, see yourself successful, pray. Yes, prayer is important. Prayer is important. Discipline yourself, different approach, visualize all your successes. Ladies and gentlemen, take it from me. Lived my life with many challenges, some of my own doing as well, you know. But I've tried, not very easy, not to make those challenges and turn those challenges into excuses not to live, not to be successful, not to obtain the most optimum quality of life that I can afford, whether it's emotionally, educationally, financially, socially. You need to make the best of the challenges that you are faced with by unleashing the power of your mind and live your life without excuses. Go forth in this next academic year successful. See yourself successful. See yourself winning, and certainly you shall. But hello, yes, that picture you want to see. One of the most powerful forces in the world is the will of men and women who believe in themselves, who dare to hope and aim high, who go confidently after the things they want from life. My challenge to you today, tonight, is to go confidently after the things you want by changing your mindset, willing them into existence, and they certainly shall be yours. God bless you. Love you, know. See you soon. Listen, I'm going to write a book. And the book, somebody saw this for me on Sunday. And then I saw it for myself, the book with the same title, Unleashing the Power of the Mind, Living Without Excuses. Stay tuned. You will hear about it. Started tonight, started on Sunday. A thought was planted. It's going to be a reality soon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Dow. Thank you, Mr. Mackenzie, and the entire team at UCC. Have a wonderful semester. Those of you who will be in my public speaking class, I'll see you next week, Thursday. We shall have fun. Others of you, bid you adieu. Goodbye. Madonna, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. I'll unmute the microphones for a bit so that the team could express their appreciation. One moment. Hello. All right, go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, so that you could express.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. That was
such an inspiring story.
Big up yourself, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Can't wait to read the book. Can't wait to read the book. It's gonna be awesome.
Epic, epic. It's going to, we're speaking bestseller. We're speaking bestseller into existence.
Yeah, New York Times bestseller.
There you go. After Obama, no more than me. You're right.
No, none at all. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Mr. Powell. It's Bettina. It's nice to see you again.
Hey,
It's been a
Bettina,
while.
nice to see you too. Yes, big up, big up.
Sir, you're awesome. God bless you and your family. Your literature class is just a constant good memory in my head.
Beautiful.
Love
Thank
you.
guys.
Take care.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Blessings.
Sir, when may I have your class?
Oh gosh, speak properly. No, don't do that. Who's that? That's all like Cherise. Oh my.
Oh my God.
Take
Sir,
care, guys.
every time I see the Great Gatsby, I just remember you.
Of course.
Sir, so you can
Lovely.
just, teach rest some course them. But just have
Goodbye,
people-
goodbye. You can mute them now, Mr. Dow. I'm being challenged.
All right, thank you so much again, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Powell for inspiring us to change our mindset for fall 2023 and for the years beyond as we embark our academic journey pursuing our respective academic studies. Transitioning for tonight, we'll be inviting the presence of our Vice Provost, Dr. Yvonne Dawkins, to provide with us her address, and then we'll move to additional addresses from the Student Council, and finally with Department of Student Support on activities planned for fall 2023. Dr. Dawkins, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. I do not have an address. I merely have a greeting. I want to wish you well this semester. I know that fall is always a difficult semester, because you're coming from summer and you took a break and you're probably a little bit more relaxed, and it takes a little while for you to get back into the groove. And so it tends to be challenging. But I really want to wish you well. We are on a journey together, and we know that the goal that we have at the end of this journey is your success. I want to join you in thanking Mr. Powell for his inspirational sharing this evening, because your journey to success really begins with your decision for success. So it starts here. It starts with a decision to do the things that are necessary that will ensure your success. And you have such control over that decision. So it begins with being inspired. It begins with visualizing the outcome that you want, and also in deciding that you will take the steps to get to that outcome. And so right now, There's no reason to delay. Right now, I encourage you to begin to think about what those steps are that you want to take to get to the outcome that you desire. And the outcome is your success. So some of those steps are things that we know. It's the discipline to plan. It's finding time to review your work on a regular basis. So I really would advise you to find some time every single day to review any lectures that you've been in. It's doing the assignments on time, because when you do the assignments early, you can get feedback from your lecturers and you can improve your outcome. It is following the guidance of your lecturers. So when there is material for you to review it. We don't ask you to do these things just to keep you busy. We ask you to do these things because we know they're going to help with your learning. So we may ask you to look at a video, or we may ask you to read a piece of material before a class. All of these things matter. And it's asking for help when you need it. Do not struggle and keep that to yourself. Ask for help. So there is no mystery about how to be successful at higher education. So many people have done it that we know that there's a formula. And I encourage you, follow the formula and you too will have the same results. So I want to just remind you in the next couple of minutes of some of the important dates and focus for the fall semester. I'm not telling you about the date to do your mid-semesters or the date to do your end of semesters, because that is in your calendar. You already know that. But I want to tell you a little bit about some of the other things that are happening. And Mr. Dow, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Some of the other things that are happening in this semester that I want you to bear in mind as priorities. I have so many things open on my computer that I'm actually now searching for my document. Okay, found it. And it's a really short presentation, so do not be stressed. In this semester, as I said, fall is really important. It's the beginning of the new academic year 2023 to 2024. And this is a really important semester for us because we are very keen to get our students back on campus. So one of the things that you're going to notice in fall is that there will be some opportunities to get involved with activities on campus, and we want you to take those opportunities. I know that operating fully online has been really convenient, but I think if you're honest with me, you will agree that there is a level of engagement and interaction that we've missed, and that being involved with on-campus activities is such an important part of university life. We don't want you to miss out on that. So one of the weeks to look forward to is the Clubs and Societies Week, and that is September 24 to 30. And if you haven't already been part of a club or a society, that's your opportunity to learn what kind of extracurricular activities we have.
So now what kinds on the slide?
Oh, it didn't change?
No, it didn't.
Mine changed. Okay, let's see. Let's try. Nothing still?
Sure.
Still not changed? All right, let me stop sharing and try again. You're seeing it now?
Awesome.
Great. So I'm talking about Clubs and Societies Week, encouraging you to come out, get involved. If you have an interest in a club or society that you would like to see at UCC, maybe something you've done before, talk to our friends in DSS and see if this is something that you probably could bring some leadership to. So really, really, really look out for this and prepare for that level of engagement on our campus. I want to also tell you that every year we have a research conference at UCC. Research is an important part of what we do in an academic institution. And our annual research conference is a big deal. We normally have 2 days. Now we're having 2.5 days for our annual research conference. And we are going to have student researchers presenting at this conference. Also, you may know that almost all of our students do a course called Applied Research at the end of their program. And that's a course that you do in groups of maybe 4 or 5, and you do a major research project, and you do a presentation of that research project. Included in our annual research conference, we will have a poster competition. So what we're going to do is the 10 best student research projects. Those students would normally also prepare a research poster as part of their presentation, and the 10 best posters will be on display and they will be judged, and the top 3 will be given prizes. I want you to look out for this invitation when it comes out to you, and come on campus to see what your colleagues are doing. There might be persons in the room tonight whose applied research project has been done, or you're doing applied research in the academic year ahead. This is a great opportunity for you to see what a good student research project looks like. So we're going to really look out for you. The notice will come out in your email, and you will see the whole program. And in particular, you will see the days when the student research projects will be available for you to view or to listen to. In the middle of October, there's an opportunity for you to evaluate your faculty. And usually you have an opportunity at this point, and again at the end of the course, but really, really do this. Sometimes we get complaints from students, but oftentimes we get complaints at the end of the process when it's not possible to make the kind of changes that will be helpful. So I'm going to ask you, when that evaluation form comes out, give it a few minutes and think about it. It's not necessarily about being negative about your faculty. If you have good comments, we want to hear that too. If you have ideas about how the class can be improved or how the experience can be better, we want to hear that too. Towards the end of October, we're going to have Library Week. And this is a week when the library puts on activities to encourage you to use the library, to learn more about the library. And I know that some of you don't see the library as a hot place, and you see it as a place to go only when you're looking for a spot to study. But all of these educational resources that we've made available for you through the library, some of them are physical resources and some of them are digital. These resources are about giving you the tools you need to succeed. So if you get to the end of October and you've not been in the library, that is the week for you to go and learn about the library, ask questions, find out how those resources can help you. And then in the middle of November, we are hoping to celebrate Youth Week. We did this last year and it was a very successful time. And we're likely to have other people on campus for this celebration. We're likely to have a theme that we're going to be working with and a number of activities for you. So look out for that as well. So you see already we have quite a few things happening that are on the big calendar that will engage you. And also there will be additional things that DSS will add to the calendar. I hope my slide just changed, did it? Are you seeing important priorities?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yes, we are.
Yes. This semester, as I said, we really want to get more students back on campus. And some of you will be invited to participate in face-to-face classes. New students will find that you may not have a choice, as in a choice to do your classes online. So you will be required to come in face-to-face. And for a number of courses, there is the option to choose a face-to-face class or an online class. Really want to encourage you to come in for face-to-face classes if you can. It would be great if you did even one face-to-face class this semester. And in particular, courses like math and accounts that some people really struggle with and find that doing these courses online can be really difficult. We are putting on face-to-face classes for those kinds of courses. And if you find that you are struggling with your quantitative courses, I want you to come on campus so that you can get the support that you need. The other thing I want to tell you is that the default mode for exam is face-to-face exams. What does that mean? That you will be expected, if you live in Jamaica, to do your exam face-to-face at one of our campuses. And online exams will only be available for persons who cannot access a UCC campus, or persons with particularly difficult situations, and they must ask permission. So you will be expected to do your exams face-to-face on a UCC campus. It's not so strange and weird. It is how we used to do it. So that's how we're doing it as of this semester. Around November, we expect a visit from the University Council of Jamaica. UCJ is our accrediting body, and UCJ does visit us on a regular basis because they're our regulatory body as well. So this visit is super important because we're coming towards the end of our accreditation period. And so this visit is a visit to look at our processes, to look at our programs, and to give us accreditation for the next period. This is really important because if you have an accredited degree, you have a degree that is respected and acknowledged anywhere in the world. And the basis of this whole thing about accreditation is just a process like this, that an accredited degree is a degree that is issued by an institution that has been reviewed and that is following all of the best practices. And when we have a visit by UCJ, that's why they're coming. They're coming to verify that we're following the best practices. Some of you might be invited to meet the UCJ team when they visit. And in those cases, you might be, we would try to invite persons from all the departments, students from all the departments, students from all the regions. We invite both current students and graduates. And essentially, you're meeting with the team of assessors and they're asking you questions like whether you find that the courses are helpful. What are your views about the assessments? What are the challenges that you have? Do you have the kind of educational resources for your courses? Your participation in this is really important. One of the things that the accreditors look for is student satisfaction. And so that is quite simply, are students getting a good deal? And are they satisfied? And are they actually learning and progressing in the institution? And so the Department of Student Services would reach out to you at the appropriate time if you're going to be invited to be part of that discussion with UCJ. But all of us, whether you're invited to be part of the interviews or not, all of us want to be aware that this is happening and that this is an important part of our life and our process at UCC. So in the same way that I said, face-to-face classes is a priority for us this semester, I want to mention that student engagement is also a priority, that we really feel the loss of contact that we've had since 2020. And we are going to be putting in place strategies to renew the level of engagement that we've had with our students. We know that some persons have suffered badly for it, and this is not something that we want to continue. So even if you are engaging on an online class, it is important that we have strategies to engage you, to make connection with you, to be sure that you're doing well. And so that's something that you're going to notice in fall. Another concern that we have is retention and completion rates. We're not happy if students begin and fall out of their program before they complete it. We're not happy if you are not able to do your exams because you're having a challenge, whether it is personal or financial. It is important that you complete your degree on time. It is also important for us as an institution that we have processes in place to help you to remain in the program until you complete. So I would really like to ask you that if you are having challenges this semester and any semester, please let us know. Please let us know. Do not wait until you have missed so many classes that you feel you can't catch up, and then you kind of just stop coming. We really don't want that to happen. So please let us know. It's important for us to keep you in your program. It's important for you that you complete this program and that you experience the success that you are dreaming about. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. I want to wish you well, and I just want to put some priorities in your mind so that when we talk about them again during the fall semester, they will feel familiar to you. And I really want to invite you that if you have any ideas about some of the things that you would like us to do at UCC together, that you let us know what those things are. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Dahl, for this time.
Thank you, Dr. Dawkins. I know some of you may have questions, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take those questions towards the end of our presentation this evening. We'll hand over to the UCC Student Council for their presentation. Marcella Reed, Jerome Robinson, floor is yours.
I'm not sure which one of us. I'm not sure if Chrissy want to go first. Jerome, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Please go ahead, Marcella.
Okay. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see. All right, so I'm assuming everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Marcella Reed, and I'm the Student Council Vice President. So far this semester, this academic year, the Student Council and I have decided that we will be doing our calendar of events just for this semester, which is September through to December. As you see that our tagline for this year, you talk, we listen, then advocate for change. All right, so for September, our first town hall meeting, apart from this town hall meeting, will be on September 2nd, 2023. And this is specifically for the Montego Bay students, where Team Justin, Timothy Fraser, JP, and his team down in Montego Bay will be highlighting the plans, the events, and the aspiration for the Montego Bay campus. So if you are in that region, the Western region, you may feel free to join, and we will send out reminders and flyers for you. Our first council initiative and outreach will be on September 10th, which is the Songsters MBJ Airport Run Walk 5K. We did put out a flyer and we were only got 3 students so far, but I think more. And I would wish to highlight these students and thank them for the initiative. This initiative is to assist students who are financially having challenges to go back to school. So these 3 students are Samai, she's from Pegwell, the best house. Benva, he's from Gough, and Adams, Grizzle, Mrs. Grizzle, she will be participating in the Songsters Run Walk. So you guys in Kingston may be wondering what is happening to Kingston team. If you are thinking of what is happening for Kingston team, we have something for you. On our academic calendar, it is close to the school calendar. We, as the council member, we realize that research is a problem for students. So we will be partnering with the school to be a part of the research academic year, and that is September 27th to 28th. So more information will be unleashing for this event. For October 1st, the calendar of event. So this is the event. This run walk will be specifically for Kingston students. And this is the Barita Charity Run Walk 5K, and it's on October 1st. The DSS and the student council will send out information as it relates to the registration process and so on. So if you know that you can run or you can walk, feel free to join the registration process. We'll be also partnering with the university in terms of the career day to explore the future. So we'll be having a student engagement night, and that will be a game night. I think the game night will be on Saturday, October 7th, 2023, and more information will be shared. All right, so on October 13th, which I'm not sure, it's a proposed plan where UCC is planning to have a sports day. As I said, it's a proposed plan. It's not necessarily mean that we are going to have a sports day this year. For November calendar of event, we will be partnering with the school in terms of the Youth Week celebration. And we all know that student life is important. So our student council representative, that's Natalia Burt, you will see she sent out a lot of information regarding this information. We'll also do a student engagement for November 18, and that will be a movie night. November 30, we will be having a student wellness and life coaching and monitoring insight. And as I said, this information will be posted. So for December, we will be having the Apply Research on December 7th. And as you know, research is important because for me doing intro to research, I realized that a lot of students do not understand the content of research, and hence the reason why some of us may get a weak grade. So we as the council member, we also promote a lot of academic, however we can promote it and however we can strengthen the student population, we embrace it. On December, I'm not sure of the date. Well, December 17, that's the proposed date. We'll be having a Christmas cultural day / social, and this is for the Kingston student. It will be face-to-face. More information will come. For the students that are in Montego Bay, the Montego Bay campus team will be having a Christmas bonanza / social, and this will incorporate cake items, natural juice, snacks, and music. As I said, more information will be shared as to these upcoming events. Have a blessed semester. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Is that it from the Student Council?
Well, let me just add my 2 cents, Mr. Dow.
Sure.
So, as Mr. Powell and all the other presenters would have encouraged everyone, that you're going to have challenges. However, I'm going to say this is for the new students mostly. If you remember on Sunday when you were at the orientation, you would have told her to take a photo. I remember 4 years ago, I took my photo. And when the challenges approaches, because you're going to find challenges, you're going to have time when you feel like giving up. Just look back at those photos. As the new semester is about to commence, I'm just going to encourage everyone, just be of the mind frame that we're not going to procrastinate anymore. We're not going to come up with any more excuses. We're going to find solution. We're not going to dwell upon the issues that we may encounter. And I'm just going to wish everyone the best, all the best on the new semester. You have this. It will not be a smooth sail. However, just focus on the ultimatum goal and you will be successful. And I just want to let all the students from the other branch, because I realized in the chat that the Mandeville students are saying, and the Maypen and also the Ocho students are saying, what about us? Don't worry, we're not going to leave you out. You will also be included in every single plan that we're making. We're always planning social that includes everyone, because we don't want anyone to feel left out. And the way how we do it, whichever from Kingston, whichever from all the different campuses, to ensure that everyone feel included and everyone is a part of everything that is taking place. So again, all the best for the new semester, and I'll see you all on graduation day. Back over to you, Mr. Dow.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Vice President. Ms. Reed, go ahead.
All right, so to add to what Jerome is saying, I noticed that, all right, so one of the reasons why I didn't specify the rest of region as what Jerome is saying, we have campus reps across the board. So they will dialogue with their campus manager. And as I said, information will be posting for the club and society week. We will be partnering with all the club leaders to have a collaboration in terms of outreach event, the 14 parish. What we are thinking of for the new semester, the new academic year coming January 2024, we are thinking of doing a collaboration such as Read Across Jamaica Day and a Labor Day project. So the 14 parish of the island, you will have a UCC group of students that will be involved in some outreach. So as Jerome said, you are not left alone, but not everything will be shared, but you guys will see it. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the Student Council, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lots and lots and lots of student engagement activities. We look forward for your participation and extend an invitation to those students at the Otrius campus. I cannot believe it. I was absolutely disappointed when no one was nominated for Otrius chair representative. Let's fix that. Let's have an appointee there or have a group of students who can come together, bring some vibes to that campus, and ensure that no one is left behind in the execution of our student engagement activities. Continuing from the DSS calendar events, there are several engagement events that you will see on the academic calendar, and this is currently on the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, UCC website. So what you can do is just Google UCC Jamaica academic calendar, and then you'll be able to see all the events that we've planned for you, and details surrounding each event would be shared at each instance as we finalize those events, right? So a big thing that's taking place right now that I will share in just a minute is Sports, Family, Health, and Wellness Day. Quite a mouthful. We'll be sharing some results momentarily, so I'll come back to that in just a second. For those of us who've been working really hard and you've been, what would I say, a recipient of the UCC Student Honor Roll, congratulations for your achievements in the spring 2023 semester. We're currently in the summer 2023 semester, and the release of grades continue until September 9th. And once that has been completed, that honor roll will be released as well. And that will culminate our student award ceremony scheduled for December 22nd, 2023. We'll be having and recognizing academic achievements, volunteerism, club leadership, student leadership. So we are working towards recognizing your achievements, recognizing your work that you're doing in your respective capacities, be it house leadership, house captain, house activities leader, student council representative, clubs and societies representatives, presidents, all the leadership roles that are there. And even in instances where you're not a part of leadership structure and you've done something great at your place of employment, we would want to recognize you so that you could motivate others, inspire others, and let us know how we can help recognize your achievements, right? So for fall 2023, those are the items that we wish to raise, and you can check out further details on the UCC academic calendar. There are a few forms that will be sent through your student email to confirm your beneficiaries for the academic year 2022-2023. As you've realized, 2023-2024, sorry, as you've recognized, some of you, or once you've completed and paid your miscellaneous fees, you benefit from the Schoolmate Personal Accident Insurance. So this form will be released after September 15th and closes by October 21st. And it's basically asking if anything should happen to you, or if you should pass away or something to that effect, then you would be eligible, or your family will be eligible to make claims because you're a student at UCC and because you're paying your miscellaneous fee, right? So it's important that you complete this form. It's absolutely important. It's a benefit that you have, and I think your family should have peace of mind by you completing this form. If something should happen to you, if it's a limb, any accident, anything to that effect, you are covered as a student, regardless of you being online in Jamaica, somewhere else. All students pay the miscellaneous fee, and all students are entitled to this benefit. The next form that I'd like to bring to your attention is the student examination location registration form. And this, as Dr. Dawkins would have shared, must be completed to indicate the location that you'll be completing your examination. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only form that is used by the examinations unit to identify, prepare, and plan for your end of semester examinations. If you do not complete it, then we have limited preparations for you, and we want to ensure that we're making adequate preparations to secure your fall 2023 examinations. A new aspect of student life is coming. The University of the Commonwealth Caribbean is a prospective member of the Jamaica Intercollegiate Association, Intercol. And this form will be shared by your house captains to ensure that we have a number of students who are registering for face-to-face physical sporting events. So if you are or have experience in any of these events that you're seeing here, complete the form so that we can know, and we'll be providing support in terms of you participating in the intercollegiate sports activities scheduled for fall 2023. To wrap up, we have released the UCC Sports, Family, Health, and Wellness results, and 150 of you are in agreement of the approach to having a UCC Sports and Family Health and Wellness Day. We've indicated the campus representation here, right? Very diverse. Awesome, awesome. Some of you are not assigned to houses. We'll fix that. No worries, no worries. By the time that we're finished with the month of September, you'll definitely know which house you're assigned to so that we can get the spirit competitions completed. The activities being participated by not just students, but staff and faculty, alumni, students who are also staff members who are also students. Therefore, you'll have an inclusive event, and we want to ensure that we're catering for all your needs. So on the academic calendar, it has 3 to 5 dates that are being proposed for Sports Day, Family Health and Wellness Day, right? So October 13 had 41 in favor of it. October 15 had 34. March 17, 2024, that's 32 plus 21 equals 53. And therefore we have March 28 with 38 days. So based on the feedback, we're working towards a Sports Day event for Sunday, March 17th, 2024. That's a week before Easter, right? We have overwhelming interest or indication that Sports Day must be executed in the Kingston St. Andrew area, and that will be the preparations going forward. We have 36 students who have indicated an interest in being a part of house leadership, different roles, fitness coordinator, photography VPs, PROs, co-captains, etc. We have different interests in terms of the types of events and activities that will be scheduled for that day. Feel free to bring your family, friends, colleagues, and have a wonderful day on the UCC Sports, Family Health and Wellness Day, scheduled for March 17, 2024. That's it for the important dates. The next presentation that we'll be having is from the UCC Online Department, given the significant number of changes and challenges that we'll be having accessing Moodle 4.0. And immediately after that presentation, we'll open the floor for questions and answers so that you can raise your hand and take them from there, right? So UCC Online Department, over to you. And then we'll proceed with the question and answer session afterwards.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you, Mr. Dell. So my name is Ramiro Williams, and I'll be presenting on the Moodle Learning Management platform, which, as you know, is our mode of delivering our online courses. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. For 1 minute I thought no one was hearing me, so yes. So some of you are probably wondering what is UCC Online. So UCC Online is the department that manages the Moodle environment, and we also manage Zoom. So all your Moodle queries will come to online, and which I've seen in the chat a lot. There is a lot of queries regarding Moodle. So it's just a learning management system that you will access your lecture materials and to access your the Zoom links for your lecturers on the Moodle platform. I have a short video, like a 2-minute video that I will be sharing with you that will give you an introduction. All right, so just allow me to share this.
With an overview of the. In this video, you will be provided with an overview of the Moodle Learning Management System. This platform, referred to as UCC Online, facilitates the online teaching and learning experience. The UCC's Moodle site may be accessed by going to the university's website www.ucc.edu.jm. Scroll down to the yellow menu bar and click on UCC Online. Scroll down once more, then click on My Moodle Login. Another option is going directly to the URL of the Moodle site, ucconline.ucc.edu.jm. When you are added to Moodle, a system-generated email containing your username and a temporary password is sent to your UCC email account. Be sure to check your spam folder for this email. If you did not receive the system-generated email, click on the Lost Password link, enter your username or email address in the appropriate search box, then click Search. You will receive an email with instructions for resetting your password. Enter your username and the temporary password provided. You will be prompted to change your password. Enter your current password, then enter your new password twice. Once you are logged in, you'll be greeted with the dashboard. The dashboard will provide you with the links to your courses and activities within them. To access a course, click on the tile representing that course on the dashboard. You are now on the course page. This is where your lecturer will add resources and activities. The course page is separated into sections. Click on the arrowhead to expand each section to view its contents. To expand or collapse all sections at once, click on the link with the corresponding label. You may also navigate the page using the course index. At the top of the course page, you will find information for frequently contacted departments. The details for accessing class sessions, live or recorded, may be found in the section labeled with either the lecturer and class section's name or the heading Zoom Info and Class Recordings. To access a live class, expand the section and click on the hyperlink Zoom Meeting link. This will open the lecturer's Zoom meeting room. To access a recorded class session, scroll to the table with the heading Zoom Class Recordings. There you will find the links to recorded class sessions. Thank you for watching and all the best.
Okay, so that was just a short overview of the Moodle 4.0. So for all those new students here with us, you will all be enrolled to the Moodle 4.0, a very new version to Moodle. And as you're seeing in the presentation, if you're signing in for the very first time, you will receive an email from either someone from online department or the UCC online email stating your username and a temporary password that will enable for you to get access to our Moodle. I think most persons will be saying that they haven't received an email thus far. Please bear with us because this process of enrolling students to Moodle is ongoing as we speak. And maybe by the weekend, by Saturday, most of all our students should receive their credentials to the Moodle platform. Now, I'll be just demonstrating all those steps that you saw in the video. So for those persons who might have not grasped all the concepts that were shown in the video, I'll be showing my screen again. Okay, so let me already logged into our course. Let me just backtrack the steps. So with accessing the UCC, let me go exactly to the login screen. So this is the Moodle's login screen where it will ask you for a username and a password. For students, your username should be your 8-digit ID number. So once you enter your 8-digit ID number, for those who are new, it will begin with the year that you entered UCC, followed by 4 other digits, right? But let me get mine here, which is my email. So that temporary password that you will get in the email, you should first enter that password here, click login. Once you click login, what the system will do, it will prompt you to reset the password. So the current password that you just entered to get the access to Moodle, you're going to re-enter it in the section that says current password. Then you will enter a password for yourself. The system will guide you in entering that password to state that your password should be 8 characters in length, which includes an uppercase letter, a special character, and it can have numbers. All right, so it's like a combination of numbers and letters and special symbols. That is considered a very strong password or a very secure password, right? So we want you to practice creating passwords that will be considered as strong or secure, right? So Moodle. So once logged into Moodle, you will navigate to your dashboard, which will show you like your calendar, upcoming events. Currently, I have none on mine, but once you have logged in and your lecturer posts activities for you, they will come on your timeline on your dashboard. Now, you should get familiar with your dashboard once you get access to Moodle, and you will see all your courses now. To view them, click on My Courses that is located to the top of the page here. So once you click on the My Courses tab, you will be able to go to the screen that has all your courses that you're doing for a semester. And so, as I mentioned, the enrolling process is ongoing, and as such, all your courses will be populated. Should you not see a course, then you can reach out to online and let us know that one of your courses are missing so we can have it updated for you. Now, what the course page entails, we simply click on it. And once you click on the name of the course page, you will see the contact information for your lecturer. You will see other departments that you can get in touch with via email. Once you scroll on the page, you should see the course outline. So what we do to the course page is that we have it in the topics format. So then to view it, and it's also collapsible, meaning you can expand a section or you can collapse it, right? So the very first thing you'll see is the course outline, followed by the Zoom information for your lecturer. So for your live classes that you will interact with your lecturer, you will do them on Zoom, but you must access Moodle to access that Zoom link and meeting code or password, or passcode to get to your lecturer's Zoom room for the live session. Just as you are on Zoom with us, that's how you will interact with your lecturer live on Zoom. All right, so you'll find that information here on your course page or your course dashboard. So for some students, they will see the name of their lecturer as well at the top of the section that has the Zoom information. So you don't have to worry. Once you know your lecturer name, the one that you have chosen on the Ariane platform when you were signing up for the class. So you look for your lecturer's name and you will see the Zoom information. So all your class lecture notes are also presented on your course page. Let me see. Course we have one right now. Another thing that you should get familiar with is your resource center. Let me see if I can load myself here. So some students who have access thus far, I'm not sure how many, but once you have access Moodle thus far, you will by default should see your resource center. What your resource center has is materials or resources that helps you to navigate Moodle. Things like submitting your assignments, and you will be doing the UCC 101 course, which will also cover what you will do once you're online and using the Moodle platform to become a successful student, right? So we have uploaded past presentations. And once you're new, as I said, you will find a resource that can help you to be successful online. So become familiar with your resource center. It has a lot of resources that will help you to be successful. And I'm sure Mr. Doe will also be going through this with you at some point during the semester, right? So your mid-semester assessments is done online. Some students will have the option to do the final exam online as well. So there is a tool that's called the ULearn Proctor tool. You should also become familiar with it. We have a resource here in the resource center that speaks to the Proctor tool as well. And you will need to get familiar with that as well, so that come end of the semester, when you're to sit your exam, you have an idea of how to navigate through Moodle to actually sit your exam online, all right? So you will definitely need a computer that is probably producing over 2.0 gigahertz speed. That's the processing speed. You need reliable internet connection, maybe one that has 4G LTE, or to a Wi-Fi that has, as I'm going very tech with this, like 8.02 Wi-Fi connection. So that way you can easily connect to the Wi-Fi, or you can have an Ethernet cable plug in where you can connect directly to the router or the modem and plug in a cable to your PC, whether it's a laptop or a desktop, so that you have reliable internet connection to actually sit your class online. All right, so you'll need good internet, strong connection to the internet in order for you to log in, connect to your Zoom, connect to your class, connect to Moodle, so that you can become very successful taking your degree online, or for some persons who will be face-to-face. All right, so that is all I have to present for now on the Moodle. I'll now hand over back to you, Mr. Dow. I'll take the questions after I'm allowed to take the questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Williams and the UCC Online Department, for your presentation. We have one more presentation, ladies and gentlemen. That's from the Library Services Unit, Mrs. Anna Peralta. Anna, are you there? All right, so it seems if not. So a couple of points before we open the floor to questions. This town hall is for all students, new and returning students. Classes start on September 3. What does that mean? Based on your class selection, if you refer to your timetable, it will indicate the days for which you have classes. It will also indicate the times for those classes, as well as the facilitator of your classes. Your goal is to ensure that you're familiar with the day time and facilitator for that class, so that when you go on the Moodle platform, you're selecting and they are in the right course at the right time, right? There are a couple of students who have asked about what happened to the old Moodle. We're currently on a new release of Moodle, and therefore all those previous courses that you've had are now archived. Therefore, the only course that you will have now is for fall 2023 onwards. If you're doing a reset of any course or you're doing an alternative examination, we will enroll you into the current version of the course that is fall 2023. And you'll be able to have access to that particular course once you've successfully registered for that alternative examination or a reset of that exam. You will not see any previous courses on Moodle for the previous semesters. We're on a brand new Moodle, brand new experiences, everything just brand new. And I'm hoping that you have your brand new pencils, your brand new book, and your brand new pens, your brand new laptop. Some of us who are able to get those and devices to participate in a brand new online experience, right? So now that we're starting a brand new academic year and a brand new semester, I'm hoping that we're taking a brand new approach to our academic experiences. I'll now open the floor to some questions and answers based on the main highlights that you have from this evening or from your academic experiences so far. Ladies and gentlemen, please use the raise hand feature so that you can be acknowledged. We have order and we can do this for another 30 to 45 minutes. Please listen to each other and the responses being provided so that we do not ask the same questions, consecutively. So we'll start with, let me put this up. Give me 1 second. We'll start with all right. Mr. Mackenzie, floor is yours.
Hi, good day. I was able to log into my Moodle, and however, I'm trying to log in now, and it's not giving me, it's not allowing me in. I tried to reset the password, however, I am still not, I don't get a response in my email or anything, so I'm not sure if you can advise me what's the way forward.
All right, so let me suggest online that if there's any student who's having a challenge logging on to Moodle tonight, could we have a commitment as to response times for resolution?
Okay, so response time would be latest Saturday. Not long ago, probably 20 minutes ago, we had just recently done an update to Moodle. So yeah, can you check your email, sir, to see if you have received an email from either a representative from online with some credentials for you to gain access. We have recently sent an email, not just long ago.
All right, thank you. So for those of us who are still having challenges logging onto the Moodle platform, try again. And if you're not successful within the next 20 minutes, we could recontact the UCC online department. Ms. Peralta, are you back?
Hello.
1 moment, please. Ms. Peralta, are you there? And are you able to unmute your microphone? No. All right. So we'll take Miss Banton. Go ahead.
Good night, everyone. So my question is, I have a class time and date that I'd like to change. Wednesday morning, I want to change it to the evening. Being that you guys are promoting face-to-face classes, is it a case where the option would be there, or the option would be there for me to do face-to-face?
So how I'll answer the question is class changes are possible between September 3rd to September 15. So during this period, you could make your changes to class times, lectures, days, etc., right? If that class is available face-to-face, then definitely you can select that class. Not all classes are offered face-to-face.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. Miss Williams, go ahead. Or is it Mr.? Maurice?
Oh, yes. Good evening. Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
My question is similar to one that was asked. It's in regards to Moodle. I am a returning student. However, I'm trying to log into Moodle and it keeps saying invalid credential. I'm not sure if the reason is because I'm not fully registered or what.
Online department, would you like to comment?
Mr. Doyle, can you repeat?
Student enrolled, are those registered only or unregistered or both?
All right, so just as you had requested that data today for us to do, yeah, that's what we did.
All right, so.
All right, so let me tell you, students, one of the things, all right, so if you receive the email, right, with your temporary password, once you enter your username and the password, it will then prompt you to do a reset. In a case where you never accessed Moodle before, that process should work. But if you had accessed Moodle before, it could be that you have forgot your password. So chances are send UCC online an email stating that you have forgot your password. And so then we can do a quick reset for you so that you can get back access to Moodle. But for those who have never accessed Moodle so far, if your email hasn't been activated, you have to activate your emails so that you can see that the email was sent to you with the username and the temporary password for you to gain access, because there's still a lot of students who has
no fucking key. No nobody just not chat to me. Sure. Tell me about key.
Somebody microphone is open.
Oh, God. Let me mute everybody. Oh boy. All right. Mr. Williams, you may continue.
So as I was saying, regarding never accessed Moodle before, so that's where you should check your email out for an email sent from either an online representative or UCC online email stating the temporary password and your email. Because I'm telling you, we just recently did an update and we had recently sent an email so that persons who have never accessed can get access to it.
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Doe, may I ask Mr. Williams a question? All right. So being not on the council and being just a regular student, I am a returning student, right? And when I tried to access Moodle before I got the email, it prompted me to invalid password. So my question to you, sir, if we as the council decided to do some nights up and try to assist students by asking them to share their screen, and they're still having this challenge, what is your next answer? Because you keep on saying new student, but it is also happening to returning student, and not all of them are getting that email, which is the Moodle 4.0. So what do they do in that instant? Because it can't be that so many students forget their email. or rather to say they forget the password of their Moodle. Because of the upgrade, it initially block you. So once you go in, it's not accepting the password that you have. So if we don't get an email from online, it poses a challenge, and it's for majority of students. So we as the council, what do we do in this instance?
All right, thank you very much for your concern. I don't remember your name. Oh, sorry. But one of the things I can tell you about the password is it's not really strict, but it's more of like things that you have to follow. So for some persons, I'm seeing where they said they actually copied the password and enter it. Because I was assisting someone today and I realized I tell them the password, they tried to put it in, but it didn't work on first trial. But what I did, take my time, put in the password, it actually works. So one of the things you can do is try to copy the password instead. Because what we do, is like we do a bulk thing. It's not just for new students, but we know that students would have started either last term, from January, summer. So we have to still give these students their access as well that they need. So those students, we actually sent the emails to them as well. So if you have challenge typing it, just copy the password because it is a must that it works. And if you have any challenge, just send UCC Online an email to say that you're requesting a password reset.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, UCC Online. Let's take other types of questions, ladies and gentlemen. There's only so much we can express via the technical issues. What we want you to do is to be able to try the methods that are being shared. And after trying those methods, forgetting password, copying the password, typing out the password, and all fails, let's email UCC Online and see if we could get some support there. Althea Ayman, go ahead. Oh, I had to unmute you. My apologies. Now this is going to be more difficult. Go ahead, Althea.
No?
Yes.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Well, my hand was already raised before I heard you just mention that we are to come up with other questions. I have no other question but pertaining to yes, to the
I
Moodle.
understand. All right.
Yes.
All right. So
But
Moodle
not only that, O'Neill, my question is, okay, so I am returning, student,
Right.
if you want to call it. I think I did my last semester, summer was my last, the end of it all with UCC. However, I'm trying to get onto Moodle and nothing. I haven't gotten any email that I heard everybody talking about passwords and all of those things. So I'm not sure how it goes for returning students. I'm just here listening, but I realize that basically a lot of persons not getting through. But my thing is that what I'm hearing is it that you have to be actually registered or you have to be a new student? What's going on? And then the other thing, why couldn't we be informed, just like how other emails have been sending out for these activities and all of these town hall meetings? Couldn't we be informed that there will be a change so that it takes less of my time to be on the platform every day wondering what is happening, can't get in through and have using up extra time to be calling other persons. Are you getting through onto Moodle? Are you before you guys could, UCC could actually send out a general email? I think they need to improve the communication here much better.
Thank you so
And
much.
right now, I'm not sure what's happening, but this might be another matter because A course grade has posted today, and I did not get a grade. I did my exam online, Proctor, didn't get a grade, trying to go back to Moodle to double check that I uploaded correctly and everything, and I can't get on. I'm not seeing anything. I can't get on. But let's hope everything goes well, because I know I've uploaded my exams. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing a grade. When I checked in the group today, everybody that did Proctor did not get any grade. So I'm not sure what's happening. And this is just rather frustrating. Don't know.
Alfian, sincerest apologies on a couple of the points that you've made. So I am agreeing that we did blunder on the lack of communication on the change from Moodle 3 to Moodle 4.0, and we're working tirelessly to correct that blunder that we've made, right? I'm trying to understand if you'd be a fall 2023 student. Is that correct? Because you said
For
that
me,
you're in summer.
no man, well, I won't be, well, to God be the glory. I should pass all my exams, so I should not be coming back. No. Seriously, I got 1 grade already, and I did extremely well. I'm not sure what happened to the stats grade today. As I said, none of us got any grade that did Proctor, so I'm not sure. I emailed exams, I just got a ticket, probably next month before me hear back from them. I'm not sure, because that's another Slack thing going on with that email. Not sure what's happening with them over there, but I need to get a feedback like tomorrow, because I need to know what's going on. And I've gone through this so many times, and I just want to end it right now, honestly.
I understand. So because fall will not be a semester for you, there isn't necessarily a priority to add students who would not be continuing for fall, right? So only students who'd be added to the Moodle platform are those who are expected to
So no
have
just dash me west, so it's like me
No.
finish with UCC, so me have nothing. Me can't even go back go look on one little course somebody do or nothing. No, me have no access to the platform anymore.
No previous, so all the courses that you have completed will not be accessible. The only courses that will be accessible by the Moodle platform, whether or not you are returning your just done or anything to that effect, will just be for fall 2023, right? So the only way to actually see academic history would be on the Iran platform, on the unofficial grade screen, right? So no student, regardless of their status, would be able to view any previous courses.
I like
just
that.
be for
I just
fall.
feel just like them just throw we with, so like we just
Definitely not like that.
Excuse me, some people have questions to ask.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a new student and I was just checking.
Anna, now I know that you're not the Anna that I was expecting. I'll address you and as the 5th person in line, right? So, Ms. Hyman, apologies.
Yes,
we're fixing
Thank
it
you.
and we'll get the examination related grades sorted, right?
Thank you.
Pleasure. Ms. Small, go ahead. I keep forgetting that I need to unmute you. All right, go ahead, Ms. Small. Ms. Small, are you there?
Good night, everyone. So I have access to Moodle and everything is okay, except for one of my course is not reflecting, but I send an email to online and I'm yet to get a response 2 days now.
But the enrollment process continues and I'm sure the online department is working to close that gap.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. Forbes, go ahead.
Hi, good evening. My apologies, I kind of came into the meeting a little bit late because I was on my way from work. So I am not sure if I had missed something, but I just wanted to ask real quick. Classes officially start.
Ms. Forbes, you're muted.
The orientation course starting Saturday. So I wanted to ask that question, and also, does persons who are part-time and online have?
You're still muting yourself.
The regular day students are? One. Hello?
Hi.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
My apologies. I'm not sure what you heard. I was asking if classes officially start on Saturday because I have orientation 101 and
No.
also persons who, pardon?
So the class for orientation to University Life that begins on Saturday will be on the 9th of September. So classes start
Will be on the
9th, September 9th, the Saturday.
Oh, so not this Saturday.
Correct, yes.
So will I have my Sunday class? Because I have a class on Sunday as well.
Yeah, classes start on Sunday.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. And also for persons who, like myself, who are part-time and I do both online and I do one face-to-face, and then my other 3 courses are online. We are able to take part in like clubs and so forth.
Of course.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, pleasure. Have a good evening.
You
Anna?
too.
Anna, your turn.
Yes, as I was asking, because I need to rush out like right now, so my apologies for that. I got a little impatient. Yeah, whatever. But my question is, those that have face-to-face classes, seeing that classes are starting the 3rd or whatever, we're supposed to go in for the face-to-face classes or what?
Yes, if you have a face-to-face class, you should be on campus on that day and time.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Madam Tracy, Department Student Council Representative, how can I help?
Good night, everyone. So my question is, since we would not be able to access the courses that we did prior to fall 2023, I have an assignment that was due for the summer semester on Monday, August 28th. However, I do not have access to the platform and I have not submitted the assignment, and assignment upload is not being accepted by email. So I'm wondering how I'm going to go about that to get my grade, because it's a group assignment and it's a prerequisite for some of the students going forward to doing course in fall 2023. So how is that upload going to go? Also, I have not received any login credentials and I have been registered, fully registered.
Thank you for that question. For the first question, I'll recommend that you email your head of department, Ms. Sonia Davidson, for further directives and your lecturer on submission, because neither lecturers nor students have access to the previous courses. So we'll take that offline. And for the online part, after trying the new methodologies, then we can go ahead and email the UCC online department in order to
Good
have.
evening. Which course has an assignment due on the 28th of August?
Ms. Tracy, go ahead.
The course is Sustainable Tourism. It was due on the
28th of August?
Yes, an essay, group essay. We got 2 weeks to complete the assignment.
Who is the lecturer?
Miss Kimon Brown.
And this is something to do with summer?
Yes, it's a summer course. It was an essay for a final assessment.
Okay, could you send an email to me with that information, please? So I can have it checked?
Okay, Miss, I will do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mrs. Davidson. Glendory James, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everybody. All right, mine is my issue is basically almost the same as everybody else regarding the being able to log on to Moodle. But what I've noticed on mine, apart from it saying invalid logging, which of course my thing was always says, so I just click and go forward, is that my username, it's my email that is in there now as my username. And every time I try to take it out and put in the username that was there before, it keeps going back to my email. I'm not sure what is happening.
Okay, let's reach out to online department for that one so that we can resolve it between now and tomorrow, okay?
No, okay. All right, thank you. That's it for me.
Sincerest apologies not being able to resolve this concern immediately, but there seems as if it's quite a number of students are having the same challenge. So the best way to do that is to check that by email, all right? Karen James, over to you.
Yes, good evening. Since we're on this subject of grades, I'm just curious as to know how soon will the grades be released, because I'm actually waiting on a result of an exam which is approved for another course I want to do, and ADROP will be opening very soon, and I want to add that course to my list.
Excellent question. Vice Provost Dr. Dawkins, would you like to make some remarks? Dr. Dawkins, would you like to comment?
I'm not hearing you.
All right, so for the summer 2023 semester, or grade release right now is currently at approximately 50%. Or deadline for release of grades is September 9th. So the process of grade release continues until September 9th. By September 9th, we'll provide another update in terms of percentage grade release. It is the hope by that date that you'll be able to do the ADROP that is between September 3rd to September 15th. And that's the best response I could provide for you now, Miss James. I've seen that you've dropped.
So ADROP closes on the 15th, right?
Right, 1-5, correct.
So by the 15th, we'll have all our grades.
Yes.
I hopefully. So
yes,
if I don't have, I sent in an override request. So if ADROP closes and I don't get the grades, will I still be able to add it after ADROP close?
If by the
Yes,
time...
through your head of department, yes.
Sure, thank you, Mrs. Davidson.
Okay, so I go to the individual channels and I have to speak with my course coordinator.
Speak with your course coordinator and she'll be able to assist, or he'll be able to assist.
Okay. And I didn't hear it clearly said regarding returning students who can access Moodle, because I didn't get an email.
Right, so you'd email UCC online and they'll provide support after trying the forgotten password method.
Okay, so I send an email to UCC online requesting support?
Correct, and they'll give you new login credentials to access Moodle 4.0.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure, have a good evening. Latoya?
Hi, good evening. So I was about to ask about the password for Moodle, because I had changed my password earlier and everything was working fine. And then I tried accessing when I heard everybody complaining about them not being able to log in. And I did try again and it was saying invalid password, but seeing that I am that person who loves to try different methods, so I finally got in. So what I did, I don't know if anybody else wants to try this. So what happened is that I went back to the email, and the password that was sent, I used that along with my ID. I typed in and I changed, and it allowed me to go in and change the password again. So I'm able to log into Moodle now. So I don't know if anybody else wants to try that. It just worked for me.
Thank you so much, Latoya, for sharing that option. And team, you could try that as well, and let us know. Ayana, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, go ahead.
Okay, good night again. All right. With regards to what Latoya said, yes, I tried that and that worked. So you guys can go ahead. However, my question is, well, I have around 3 questions quickly. So it's, how do I know who my program coordinator is? How do I know who that person is, like, to reach out to? You want to answer that and then ask the next question, or go ahead?
Sure. Either way, option works for me.
Okay. And then the other one would be, how do I view my timetable? And lastly, if I do have classes online, I'm a part-time student, and say, for example, one day, like maybe on a Saturday or on a Sunday class, I want to go face-to-face. Do I have that option?
Yes.
Or I can just walk into the school and just go into the class, regardless?
You mean next semester, right?
No, for this semester starts in September.
Right.
I'm registered as an online student because I work, but I'm saying, suppose like on a Saturday, one of my Saturday classes, I decide that I want to go in instead of being online. Am I able to do that?
So the person who'd be teaching the face-to-face class might not be the person who's teaching the online class, right? So definitely you could sit in, you could have a conversation with the lecturer, say that you're not a student, but you'd like to sit in, and sure, they'll oblige. But you'd want to focus on the classes for which you are registered for and submit the assignments to that particular lecturer. For the first 2 questions, the student council will share the help desk list in the chat. It has a list of program coordinators, their program working schedules, emails, and contact information. For your timetable, once you log on to the ARIAN platform, your registration is completed. On the extreme right, you'll see my timetable. So that would have addressed the 3 questions you've raised.
All right, then. Thank you so much.
No problem. And welcome to UCC. Your student council will take care of you. Kadeen.
Thank you.
Before you take that one, Mr. Doe.
Sure.
For the business students, I have shared the list of academic advisors. File is in the chat. So if you need to find out who is your advisor for marketing or whatever, you may look at that file I just put in the chat and contact the coordinator.
Much appreciated, Mrs. Davidson. Dope, you wanna, dope. 1 second, Kadeen, let me get you back. All right, go ahead. Yes.
All right, good night. Can you hear me?
Very well.
All right, so I kind of joined the Zoom meeting extremely late. I'm new to this whole thing. As it relates to the Moodle thing, would you have gotten, is there an email that they would have sent you with the credentials? Or how does that work?
There would have been an email sent giving you login credentials to the Moodle platform. But if you're having any challenges, send an email to ucconline@ucc.edu.jm.
As in if I'm having any problems logging in?
Yes, logging in.
But I haven't gotten any email.
Right, so even that too, send an email, yeah, and you'll get, because if there's something wrong, they'll advise and we'll take it from there.
All right, and I selected some courses and I made a payment, but when I go on the ARIAN platform, it's still not showing where I'm registered.
So that may be where the problem is originating. So tomorrow, between 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., you'll see a blue message box on the Orion page. You're gonna click on that box. It's the live chat option. It will allow you to talk with our student financial services representatives. And that way we could complete registration. So you could try anytime between 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, because I would have to, everything would have to be updated by Monday in order for me to start, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Ayana, are you there? Hakeem?
Good evening, everyone.
Good
How
evening.
is it? Would we be able to access Moodle through Orion, or would we have to access Moodle through the email that was sent?
There are two ways that I can recall that you can access Moodle. If you actually go on the UCC website, or if you type in your browser, UCC online at ucconline.ucc.edu.gm, and you'll see the login page. And that's so you get onto the platform. But in order to access it, you'd have needed login credentials. And right now, the only way login credentials are being provided is after completing registration, you'd have gotten an email from online administrator of a new account being created. Or if that process has already been completed and you've forgotten your password or your email was not received, then you can send an email to ucconline@ucc.edu.gm.
Yeah, I completed the registration and I signed in and created a new password, but just never knew how to access Moodle again.
Okay. So it's just a general UCC online.ucc.edu.gm, and you'll always get back to that site.
All right, thank you.
Appreciated. Welcome to UCC, sir. Mr. Burton, go ahead.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Mr. Doe. I have two questions. The first one is, it has to do with the calendar from the Moodle.
Yeah.
Where once we access the Moodle site, we're supposed to see the classes on the calendar, right?
No,
No?
the calendar is only for like assignments and stuff.
Oh, for the assignments. Okay. All right. The other thing is, do part-time students have the opportunity to get the principal honor roll, whether online or face-to-face?
Of course. So the criteria for the honor roll is if your GPA, term GPA, so like for fall or for summer, is above 3.67, and you've carried at minimum 9 credits in that semester, then you'll be on the honor roll.
Oh, minimum.
Yes, because as a part-time student, you're required to carry 9 credits or 3 courses.
Okay. All right, thanks very much.
Appreciate it. Anytime. Sing, you wanna go ahead? K0.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
My question is this. I recently just finished an associate degree this summer. However, during the tender of the summer, I had reapplied to do another program for fall. So I just want to know, I wanted to know if I had to wait until my grades are released, but I received all my grades today. So I wanted to know if it's too late for me to get into the program. I've been sending emails all week, but no response. So I want to
Alright.
know what to do before the semester gets a bit later.
Have you gotten your new acceptance letter?
No, I haven't received anything.
Okay, so email registry@ucc.edu.gm. They will remove the academic hold and send your new acceptance letter. You can contact your head of department or program coordinator for course selection, and you'll be well on your way to completing your classes for fall.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. Miss Ellis, over to you.
Hi, good night, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, so I have a few questions here. I'm a new part-time student,
Welcome.
and thank you so much. In regards to the ad drop, what I'm asking is, I am looking at a specific person, and I am seeing something that says negative 42, for example, at that lecturer's name. So I'm wondering if it's what does that mean in the negative, and if it's a guarantee that when it's open that I can do a change, or it's not always guaranteed.
So it means the class is oversubscribed, and
Oh.
to prevent a situation where a lecture becomes overwhelmed or student does not receive the attention that they desire, there are caps on class enrollment. So you could partner with someone and listening onto the classes and practice together and stuff, but we won't lift the caps to ensure that students are given a right lecturer to student ratio.
So in other words, I may have to work with who I have and just find other ways to,
Yeah.
Okay. Also, for the ID pictures, do you have an idea when they will be issued, and how does that work?
You can visit the campus or send an email to ISNT Help Desk. Anytime if physically, you'd be able to do that every Tuesday and Thursday. Well, I'm assuming you're in Kingston. Are you in Kingston?
No, I'm in Maypen. So the thing is, when I first registered, that was 2 years ago, I was slated for, I think it was Kingston campus, and I wasn't sure why. I inquired about it and I made a change. And when I requested, I got the change, I got a new updated letter that said Maypen. And then when I requested a letter, it came out as Kingston. And I was told that that is what is being seen on the system. I'm not sure why. So I don't know.
So there are two things we need to sort out. So we could reach out back to the registry at ucc.edu.jm to update or location on our student profile. And the other item on the picture, you could provide your campus manager, Miss Jarman, a picture of like a passport. She'll send that to the ISNT unit. They'll prepare your ID for you, send it back to her, and you can pick it up on campus.
Oh, I already did all of that long time ago, about 2 months now. I did all of that already. I was just wondering, if it's available and how the pickup goes.
Well, either one of two persons could confirm, which should have been ISNT or Miss Jarman. So you could reach out to either and see where we are. If not, you could send an email to Student Affairs and we'll support you.
Okay. And one more thing, in regards to when I pay online, I paid online using the Aran, and I thought I would have seen the card transactions there.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing it there. Do you have any information as to why, and like in regards to balance, or if I'm in credit, why does it not show? It says disabled.
Yes, we're not currently using that feature, but we're working on something and hope to provide updates on giving more self-service and student-related information in short order.
Okay, and that applies to the card transaction that I'm not seeing also, right?
Card transactions, financial history, getting statements, and all of that good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
All right.
Miss Jones.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
So I don't really have a question, but I would still like to put my concern in the forum. So I'm currently a tourism student, and we are being offered face-to-face classes for some of our courses. Where my concern is that I am seeing a particular course on Wednesday from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Seeing that we only have courses offered in the Kingston area, and tourism students come from all over the 14 parishes, I was wondering if considerations could be made when the class times are being selected for face-to-face.
It's an excellent question, Ms. Jones, and I'll provide a recommendation through your student council representative, Ms. Tracy, your program coordinator, Ms. Beckford, and your head of department, Ms. Sonia Davidson, to consult with the tourism students on the scheduling of classes to ensure that the times and days are convenient to all. But a main concern is that because we're trying to work on getting lecturers with experience in your fields, we also have to contend with their availability, right? So it's definitely a challenge to manage, but we do take that into consideration and do invite you to speak with your HODs, coordinators, and student council representative to ensure that we're taking care of you. Is that okay?
Yes, sir, but my concern is I come from the countryside of Jamaica. So in order to get to and from UCC, I have to rent a vehicle. So what would normally happen is that I would rent a vehicle to go for practical. However, that option is not there anymore, where the majority of the classes could be done online and I go in for practical.
Okay, so it's definitely a larger conversation that needs to happen. Unfortunately, the stakeholders, so that is not in this forum. So let's table it for our student council representative, and you could share feedback with student affairs on how that conversation is progressing.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Dow, your response was quite appropriate. I really want to ask Ms. Jones to reach out to her program coordinator tomorrow, because your program coordinator is very au fait with the schedule, and she's a good person to talk to at this time. It might mean that depending on the courses being offered, you could look together on whether the mix of courses that you're doing this semester, whether that's the only choice available to you. All right, so she's the person who can help you best. I believe you know who your program coordinator is, so please give her a call tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pleasure, Ms. Jones and Dr. Dawkins, appreciated it. Kevon, go ahead. No, Kevon. All right.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Go ahead.
All right. What I wanted to ask is about students that are doing the student loan approach. When it comes down to being registered, is it that we would have to go through SFS in terms of getting some sort of approval, waiting on the loan to be sent in, or what? How does it work? Because this is my first time going through student loan.
Thank you for that question. So the standard approach is that once you're at a status delta, status D, then your registration would have been completed. There's some things that the student loan wouldn't have covered, such as foundation courses, miscellaneous fees. So the Student Financial Services Unit would ask you to make those deposits if you are doing those courses, and of course the miscellaneous fee, and your registration will be completed based on your status. It doesn't mean that the funds need to be transferred at the same time. It's just that your status will be at D.
Okay, all right, thanks. That's all I needed to hear.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Lumi, you want to go ahead?
Okay, thank you. Good night, everyone. So my question was for the online classes, because after I registered, I was advised that all my classes are online. Do we do that through Moodle, or would we be given like a Zoom link for classes?
So yes, you'd be doing your classes through Moodle in terms of all your course material assessments. Information will be on the learning management system called Moodle, but your actual interactions with your lecturer will be via Zoom, and that information is on Moodle as well. So if you do not have access to Moodle, then you could reach out to the online department. You'll be provided support, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, I got an email earlier in the chat. Someone said once you get the Moodle 4.0 email, you should be able to access it. So I did get the email, so I'm going to try accessing it again because earlier it wasn't going through.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Pottinger, your turn.
Good night, everyone. It's regarding your statement that you made earlier about the courses, the three credit courses at least for part-time students. So I'm registered for 3 courses. However, one of them is orientation to university life, and that's a 1 credit course.
Right.
And in all, I'm registered for 3 courses. So 2 3 credit courses and the 1 credit course. So would that be an issue?
As a part-time student for the honor roll?
No, man, just generally speaking.
Well, sure, that's fine. It's not a problem if due to financial circumstances or something to that effect, or course load, you can't take the 3rd 3 credit course, and that's fine. But I suggest that you take another course that you could make the honor roll come December. How does that sound?
All right, I mean, there's some bad.
All right, cool.
All right, thanks.
Pleasure. Sabrina.
Hi, good night, everyone.
Good night.
I have 2 concerns. I'm a new student, and on my Moodle platform, on the calendar, that's Tuesday, the 29th, I see test 1 opens, test 1 closes. And the time was 7:52 p.m. It opened and closed at 9:52 p.m. So I'm wondering if there was a class, if there was a test session that I missed, because I just saw this earlier this evening. I'm not sure.
When you say the 29th, you mean 2 days ago?
On Tuesday, yes, it's on my calendar.
No classes were held. Classes officially begin on September 3rd. So it's most likely your lecturer setting up the course page and assessments and stuff. So you'll see new dates, so you could disregard that.
Okay, next question. How can I download the ULearn app? Because I'm trying to download it and I don't see any download thing.
You mean on so there's a ULearn resource center on the platform. So once you download the extension, what we'll do is facilitate a workshop before your examinations for that, but it's only for students with approved proctored requests, right? So let's take that towards the end of November, and we'll be settled there.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. And welcome to UCC, Sabrina. Shakir, go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Good night. So I am a new student here, and from morning I've been trying to select my classes, but there are nothing there. There's literally nothing. No classes, no courses, nothing in the Orion website. So I don't know.
Which program are you doing, Shakir?
Associate in business administration.
So you want to contact tomorrow? There's a list that Mrs. Davidson would have shared, and you could also reach out to the student council representatives to get contact to the program coordinator. You're looking for Miss Chevelle Hilton or Kimmy and Rayanne to select your courses. The course selection period has closed. It closed on August 29th, sorry. So the only persons who can select the courses for you are your program coordinators. They'll do that for you, and you'll be able to continue with your registration for classes on Sunday.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. And welcome to UCC, sir. Ms. Pike.
Yes. My question is, are you saying that paying through Arian is no longer accessible?
No, I did not say that. Paying through Arian still continues to be a service we provide to students. It's that the question was on financial statements, history, or being able to generate that kind of information from Arian. Now that is disabled.
Oh, because I had tried paying through Arian and I was wondering if the system was done because it basically tell me, I don't remember the exact message, but basically I couldn't pay through Arian.
You could try again, but I'm aware of the challenge. It was down for maintenance last Friday to the weekend there. So instead of using that third step on the course selection tab, use the pay with bank card feature on the finance tab, and you'll be successful that way.
It was the pay with bank card because I was paying with bank card, not a third party payment. It was paying with bank card and I did it Tuesday, yeah, the 29th. I paid. And
You
it
wanna
was
try again, and if you're still having challenges, send an email to Student Affairs and we'll support you.
okay. Well, I registered still, but that was a problem.
Ah, all right,
And somebody was saying to me today that they can't pay through Arian either.
So let them reach out to Student Affairs. You could take a look. But I know that there were some challenges, so it may be during that period. All right, missing. Miss Mackenzie.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Hello,
Missing here.
Are you hearing me?
Don't mute and don't speak at Miss Mackenzie. Miss Singh, go ahead, and then Miss Mackenzie afterwards.
Good night. I'm a new student. I've been listening along and following the instructions about access to the Moodle. However, whenever I send the email, it is saying that it is blocked. It cannot be, it's not successful. So how do I go about?
Let's reach out to UCC online and let's take it from there. That's the best I could do for you right now, given the specific nature of your challenge.
I wasn't hearing you.
Send an email to ucconline@ucc.edu.gm, and we'll be providing support throughout the night into tomorrow, over the weekend, to ensure you have access
I
to.
did that, but it is saying I can't send email to it.
You are blocked. Can you send an email to Student
It says
Affairs?
message blocked. It says message blocked.
Can you send an email to Student Affairs?
Student affairs at ucc.edu.gm, just the same?
Yes, the same email that gave you the town hall today. Reply to that email and I'll see it and help you from there.
Could it be because I'm not fully registered why I'm having?
No, that's not it. You can still send emails, so that's not it.
Okay, all right, thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Ms. Mackenzie?
Yes, good night again.
Good night.
Let me first say that this process has really been a runaround and a headache from registering to everything, but thank God I got a program coordinator who kind of helped me through the process, because I paid my tuition and then I was not registered for the classes that I paid the tuition for, because initially I thought the classes were registered. They weren't. I paid the tuition to know that I wasn't registered. So I reached out to my program coordinator. She did get all of that sorted out for me, along with some of the other hiccups I had along the way, because I'm a first-time student as well. But what I want to know is, they said that classes is supposed to start on Sunday, right? When I log into the UCC online with the Moodle, I realize that it's saying my credentials are invalid. is that by Sunday or Monday I'll be able to log in with the credentials I have, or do I have to create new credentials to do so?
A credential change may be warranted, but I suggest now that your registration has been completed, and thank you for sharing the feedback and concern and appreciative of your program coordinator stepping in to close that gap. Send an email to ucc@ucc.edu.gm in order to regain access back to Moodle. Most likely your credentials were revoked so that we can close that gap as well, right?
What's
So
the email address again?
it's ucconline@ucc.edu.gm.
All right, no problem.
You are welcome, and thank you so much for your patience and understanding. Krishana, or yes, I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, you're correct. Good night. Are you hearing me?
Very well, you may proceed.
Okay, so I want to know if there's like a feature on Orion where students can check their balance in instances where they have received a scholarship or a grant.
Unfortunately, at this time, there is not a financial statement or balance feature that's enabled, but we are working on that and we'll be having some updates for you before the semester is out.
Okay, so if we'd want to know that information, we'd have to reach out to the SFS department.
That is correct. It takes approximately 10 to 14 days for it to be prepared. Now is not a good time to make that request because they're still swamped with registration requests. So most likely after September 15, you could definitely request a financial statement and we'll be able to support you there.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome. Miss Bennett, go ahead. Ms. Chambers?
I'm
Hi.
sorry, I was just having some issue unmuting. I'm sorry, the person who would have been called after. Just like the person who spoke before, for me, I have been having a lot of issues the whole registration process. I had to drive to a campus. Luckily, it was near to me, and I have sacrificed so much to pay my school fee, have no access to Moodle, send the email, nobody has responded. Class is Sunday. It's just overwhelming because you know you have work, part-time student, you have your personal life. I know you're taking up school to better yourself. It's just a lot for me. And I think persons who would have paid their school fee should receive automatic emails from Moodle. We are the persons who are paying first, then we should get first preference. I didn't know I have to send an email. I thought it would have been an automatic thing. I had to call to confirm payment after calling to confirm payment. It's just a lot for me. I wasn't expecting this much. And then you have to work so hard to find the money. It's too much for me, honestly. That's my feedback. But I'm hoping that the process will be much better when I start school.
Thank you for sharing your feedback, Monique, and sincerest apologies on the delays and challenges experienced during your registration experience. I would like to ask you to share further feedback on your experience to student affairs. We'll be working with the respective departments on closing the gaps being experienced so that not just you, but other students could have an improved registration experience and overall academic experience going forward. Ms. Chambers, you want to go ahead?
Hi, good night. My issue is the financial thing, the financial statement thing, because my issue this semester, I'm a returning student. My issue this semester is that I'm a recipient of a scholarship. And so I thought I spoke to my program coordinator and everything I was picked my courses and all of that. I thought that because I was a recipient and the money was sent over from Ministry of Finance, I thought I was registered, only to go on today, trying to access Moodle, was not able to, so I went on Arion to check my registration status, only to see that I was not registered. I had to contact SFS to find out what was happening, why am I not registered, seeing that classes start on Sunday. And they're telling me that no funds were sent over. So now they're telling me I have to contact Minister of Finance to find out. And it's just a whole rigmarole because Minister of Finance said they transferred the money. So I'm just having quite a bit of an issue with this whole registration process. And if there was this feature on Arian where we could see if or scholarship and or grant monies were sent over, I think this would have alleviated a lot for me specifically. I don't know for the other individuals who have the same issue, but I think it's needed because now I feel like my question in that as well is that seeing that it's Thursday, tomorrow is Friday, classes start on Sunday. If this issue is not dealt with, will I be able to go to my classes? That's just my main issue right now. I don't have any other issue. I just want to know if I'll be able to attend my classes until this whole thing is sorted out. And how long do I have before, like a deadline for this to be sorted out?
Sincerest apologies again on this experience. May I invite you to send an email to Student Affairs. Just respond to the same town hall meeting. We're collating these list of registration issues. Tomorrow we'll be reviewing them and providing some resolutions so that we could get your classes class access resolved. It has been known and students continue to request for financial history and information on the Arian platform. It's not a feature that we have, but it's something that we're working towards via new modality, new platforms. So look out for that experience pretty soon, right? So we're closing that gap and expect further updates. Ms. Dyer, and then closing off with Ms. Fassel.
I'm sorry, I kind of have the same feedback as most of the other persons regarding having paid my tuition in full and not receiving an email to be accessed, to access the Moodle platform. And then not really seeing anything on my Arion platform, because I'm still seeing that I'm not registered and I'm not sure, why that is, because I thought there was something that told me that it would have been an automatic registration once your fees were paid up. So having to do that and then having to send an email is kind of counterintuitive. So that's the same sentiment I have as most of the persons.
Apologies, Ms. Dyer. Is it possible for just email to Student Affairs so that we could keep a track of these registration requests? We'll be working with Student Financial Services to have them closed. Ms. Fassel? Ms. Fassel? Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead.
I heard. Good night, everyone. I heard that classes start on Sunday. But when I went on my area and I saw where my online orientation was on Monday, so I want to clarify: is it Monday or is it Sunday?
So classes start on Sunday for everybody. What it means is that the day that you are scheduled to have your personal class will be the day following Sunday, September 3rd. So if your timetable says Sunday, then you have a class on Sunday. If your timetable says Monday, then you have a class September 4th. If your timetable says Wednesday, then you have a class September X, right? So Sunday means that every classes are starting and it's going to be hosted on the day that your timetable says that you have class. Questions? All right. Sadolga, thank you so much again, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation. Ms. Jackson, I may have missed you. Go ahead.
Good night, everyone. Can you hear me?
Very well, you may proceed.
Regarding the sixth form program, is orientation being held tomorrow face-to-face or online?
We are making accommodations for online, sorry, face-to-face, but it will be primarily online. So you could stay home and join in via Zoom. It will be the same Zoom room.
So you are allowed to come face-to-face?
For orientation, your classes are face-to-face, but for orientation, your classes are online.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, no problem. So thank you so much again, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation, sharing your concerns. We do want to keep this momentum going of maintaining student engagement, and the Department of Student Support, Career Development, Student Activities, Student Engagement and Progression, the Academic Affairs Division, consisting of the departments, schools, campuses. We're all here to support your experience going forward. Please do not stay in your own space and not saying anything to anybody. If you're not getting through to any other department, DSS will be there for you. We're working towards ensuring that your class access is being restored and that we're all settled and ready for fall 2023. Have a fantastic semester. Look forward to great events, and we look forward to supporting you and seeing you in Sports Day 2024 out in your colors and love and being great, right? Thank you again, everyone. Good evening and take care.